Welcome back to Days Explorer. In today's video, we will dive into the fascinating world of global politics and economics as we discuss the potential consequences if China were to dethrone the United States as the world's leading superpower. We will explore the possible impacts on both countries and the world at large. So let's get started. First, let's discuss the economic consequences of China surpassing the US. As the world's two largest economies, any shift in their positions would have significant ripple effects across the globe. As China becomes the world's leading superpower, its economic influence would grow significantly. This could lead to a shift in global trade dynamics as countries may begin to reorient their trade relationships towards China. There are several reasons for this. Market access. As China's economy grows, it would become an even more attractive market for countries to export their goods and services. Countries may prioritize trade with China to gain access to its vast consumer base and tap into its growing middle class. Supply chains. China is already a major player in global supply chains, and its dominance could increase further as its economy expands. Countries may seek to strengthen their ties with China to secure access to key resources, components, and finished goods. Currency influence. If the Chinese yuan gains prominence in international markets, countries may be more inclined to trade with China to minimize currency risk and take advantage of favorable exchange rates. Geopolitical considerations. As China's political influence grows, countries may feel compelled to align themselves more closely with Beijing to secure favorable trade deals and diplomatic support. As China's economy grows and potentially surpasses the United States, the Chinese yuan could gain prominence in international markets. This could lead to a decline in the value of the US dollar for several reasons. Reserve currency status. If the Chinese yuan becomes more widely accepted as a reserve currency, central banks around the world may diversify their holdings, reducing their demand for US dollars. This could put downward pressure on the value of the dollar. Trade and investment. As countries reorient their trade relationship towards China, they may increasingly conduct transactions in yuan rather than dollars. This shift in trade and investment patterns could reduce global demand for the US dollar, leading to a decline in its value. Confidence in the US economy. A decline in the US's economic dominance could lead to reduced confidence in the country's ability to maintain its currency's value. This could result in investors seeking alternative currencies, such as the Chinese yuan, further weakening the US dollar. The potential decline in the value of the US dollar as the Chinese yuan gains prominence in international markets could have significant implications for global financial markets, trade, and investment. As China's economy grows and potentially surpasses the United States, increased competition between American and Chinese companies could arise in various industries. This heightened competition could manifest in several ways. Market share battles. Companies from both countries may aggressively pursue market share in industries such as technology, automotive, and renewable energy. This could lead to price wars, increased market efforts, and rapid innovation as companies strive to outperform their rivals. Talent acquisition. As competition intensifies, companies may seek to attract top talent from around the world to gain an edge. This could result in a global war for talent, with companies offering competitive salaries, benefits, and opportunities to lure skilled professionals. Intellectual property disputes. With increased competition, the risk of intellectual property theft or disputes may arise. Companies may invest more in protecting their innovations and may engage in legal battles to defend their intellectual property rights. Geopolitical tensions. The rivalry between American and Chinese companies could exacerbate existing geopolitical tensions between the two countries. This could lead to increased scrutiny of cross-border investments, trade restrictions, and other measures that impact the business environment. Increased competition between American and Chinese companies could have significant implications for businesses, consumers, and the global economy. Companies will need to adapt to this new competitive landscape and find ways to differentiate themselves to succeed in the long term. Now, let's explore the consequences of China's rise to the top. A shift in global power dynamics could lead to 1. A re-evaluation of military alliances. As China's influence grows and the US's wanes, countries may reconsider their relationships with both nations. Traditionally, military alliances could be re-evaluated as countries weigh the benefits and risks of aligning with either the US or China. This could lead to shifts in global security dynamics, with some countries forging new alliances and strengthening existing ones, while others may choose to remain neutral or pursue a more independent foreign policy. 2. Increased tensions between the US and China. As both countries compete for influence in regions like Africa, the Middle East, and Southeast Asia, tensions between them could escalate. This competition could manifest in various ways, such as economic rivalry, diplomatic disputes, or even proxy conflicts. The struggle for influence in these regions could exacerbate existing tensions and create new flashpoints for potential conflict. 3. A potential shift in the global balance of power. As China's influence grows and the US's wanes, the global balance of power could shift. This could result in a multipolar world where multiple powers compete for influence and dominance. In such a scenario, smaller nations may find themselves caught in the middle, forced to navigate the complex web of alliances and rivalries between major powers. This shift in the global balance of power could have significant implications for international relations, global security, and the overall stability of the world order. 4. Human rights and democracy. The competition between China and the US could also have implications for human rights and democracy around the world. The US has traditionally been a champion of these values, while China's authoritarian regime has been criticized for its human rights abuses. If China were to become the world's leading superpower, it could embolden other authoritarian regimes and undermine efforts to promote human rights and democracy globally. Overall, the implications of China becoming the world's leading superpower are complex and far-reaching. While there are potential risks and challenges, there are also opportunities for cooperation and new models of global governance. As the US and China continue to compete for global supremacy, the world will need to adapt to a new geopolitical reality and find ways to navigate the complex web of economic, political, and security issues that arise. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more of these contents. Thank you, and see you in the next one.